video, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade mask. It's just to feel secure in order for you to go out in public. However, it does not protect you 100% against any type of viruses. With that said, the only way that you can make sure to not contract the virus is by staying inside and quarantining yourself as much as possible. So this will only deflect people from getting close to you. For some reason, when someone sees a mask on someone else, they assume that you're the person that's sick, so they try not to get close to you. So in order for you to go out, you might still be at risk with this mask. So with that said, I'm going to show you exactly how to make a homemade mask. And like I said, it makes you feel a little bit more secure. It gives you a little bit of a shield, trying to repel those things that are, trying to attack your body. However, it's not 100% proof to keep you from catching any type of viruses. Again, it's just for your own security and for those that are around you to kind of stay away from you. It deflects other people. The reason I learned how to make these masks are because our son had leukemia. He was diagnosed in 2016, and for a project one day, he was really upset. He couldn't go out, obviously. He had a very low immune system. And so one day we took apart a mask and we just started playing around. I ended up making a couple of them with my sewing machine. But before that, I let him just, fiddle around with it, trying to, he needed to work with his hands again because he had a very low function, with his hands. And so we were trying to help him to, be able to grab little things and work with his fingers. So with that, we took apart a mask. It was just a plain old hospital mask, and we took it apart and he put it together. We used rubber bands, glue, we used staples. He made a whole bunch of different variety of masks. And then of course we had one that clipped on to his regular hospital mask, and it was interchangeable. So as those masks were disposable, we kept the outer shield, and we normally used all the NFL logos for the outer side of the mask. So he loved it. And of course, we gave a whole bunch of them away to the other children who were in the hospital with him. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Okay, these are the items you're going to need. That's just a regular t-shirt. That's a cloth diaper. You can also use a terry cloth, scissors, a ruler, stapler, glue gun, regular rubber bands or ponytail holders. That's just a gym t-shirt, another gym t-shirt, or you can use a bathing suit. Okay, right here I'm just ironing out the terry cloth or cloth diaper, whatever you want to call it. Once you're done ironing, you're going to go ahead and measure out. You need it to be about 8 inches down, and that's about 24 inches across. You're going to do the same thing for the dry fit piece of clothing that you're going to add to the terry cloth or the cloth diaper. Right here I don't quite cut about 24 or 20 inches. I do under a foot. You don't have to have exact measurements. You can just eyeball it. Even if you don't have an actual ruler, just use something to guide you to get the exact, you want to try to get the exact amount for the 8 inches down. Right here, you're just going to line them up to make sure you have the right amount of cloth. The terry cloth, you could actually get out of that cloth diaper about 3 of these cutouts. So here I'm just going to glue the top and bottoms together. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to fold over the frayed areas so nobody will see those little edges. And here I'm just practicing the folds for the actual mask itself. So here I'm going to slow down. You're going to use about 1 inch to 1.5 inch fold for your mask at the top. And just guide it with your fingers. If you want to be very precise, you could always use the ruler to glue this out. So what I'm doing is I'm gluing over the top right now to cover my edges, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with my glue gun. So you're gonna watch me struggle with it. Okay, here I am the second time trying to glue this thing together again. And as you can see, I'm just kind of guiding it with my fingers. I just folded it over about 1 inch, and I'm going to start gluing the top portion down. And what I'm doing here is just literally pushing the glue out from the back end of the glue gun. So right here, just be careful if you are using a glue gun, because you're going to watch me burn my finger in just a bit. Just fold it over and make sure that you're covering your frayed edges. That's all I'm doing right here. Now I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to continue to do the same thing on the bottom part of it. Just fold it over and glue it down. And of course I'm struggling with my glue gun again. Sorry you guys, it's been a while since I used this glue gun. The last glue gun I had that was really good I had to throw away because my kiddos used it and ended up getting glue all over it. So I couldn't use it anymore. So once you have it all glued down, you're going to start folding it down and making sure that it sticks down. Here again, I'm just making some creases about 1 inch from the top, and I'm just pinching it, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it in place. Basically, you're just pinching the cloth about 1 inch down, and you're going to take in 1 inch. And you're just going to glue it in place. That's going to make your first crease for your mask. And of course I'm having trouble with my glue gun again. You're not going to put a bead of glue all the way across, just at the edges. That's exactly what I'm doing right here. So I'm going to go again and pinch it, as you can see, in just a bit. And that's again me gluing my finger to the cloth, guys. So here I go, taking another about 1 inch folded under, and you can see on top it's about 1 inch creased forward, and the fold goes underneath, and so you can see me measuring it with my finger across. So it's about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect, just line it up as best as you can. Promise you, you're going to use it for yourself. You're not going to be selling these unless you want to sell them. Go right ahead, but it might be dangerous to sell them because people would be convinced that they're going to save their lives. So you don't want to do that. And you can use something to hold the glue down so you're not burning your fingers. Again, you're going to take another crease and fold this one downwards. And I'm just going to glue the edges again. And as you can see, all I'm doing is just using my fingers as my guide. It doesn't have to be precise. You can measure it out if you would like to, but these are super easy just to make with your hands and using your hand as a guide. So glue the edges down and follow through with the other side. Now that you've glued the front side, you're going to flip it over and you're going to continue to glue the back side. You'll be able to see your creases. Just go in and follow the exact same creases. You're going to just add glue at the ends and make sure that you're tucking it down. Don't burn your fingers. Make sure that you're using something to press down, like your scissors or the ruler or another piece of cloth, so that you don't burn yourself. And once you have them glued, we're going to move on to adding your rubber bands. Now that you finished gluing the back side, go ahead and turn it over, remove any little excess glue that you have. And these are my guides. These are actually disposable little masks. And so you'll be able to see exactly where I got that pattern from that we used for this mask. So a normal mask is about 8 inches in width to cover your face. And what I'm doing here is showing you the rubber bands. all I'm doing is adding them to the cloth. Right now, we're not going to sew them or glue them. What I am going to do is fold over the cloth and measure about 8 inches in the center. And it doesn't have to be precise, you guys. You know, just as long as it's within range. So that's about 8 inches is what you need to cover your face with, or even 7 inches will work, depending on how, you know, big your face is. You can make it smaller if you like it smaller. You can make it a little bit larger if you feel that you need more cloth covering your face, you know, the side of your cheeks to your ears. It's all based on your preference. So right there, I'm just measuring the fold over. You want at least 2 inches, give or take, to fold with over the rubber bands, you guys. And just like I said, use a pen or a marker to mark your 8 inches, and then you're going to measure the 2 inches that will overlap over the rubber bands. Okay, once your measurements are done, you're going to go ahead and make your folds over the rubber bands to lock them in place with your glue gun, and then you'll cut off the excess as well. And just to make it look a little bit neater, you can always, once you cut off the excess, you can fold in a second time the fold that you're creating to hide all the frayed edges. So that's what I'm showing you right now, just my markings, pulling out the rubber bands, cutting off the excess. I'll fold it inwards and then glue it in place so you don't see the frayed edges anymore. Once you do it to one side, you go ahead and follow through and do the exact same thing to the other side. And that's what I'm doing. I already fold over my edges and I'm gluing it in place. Make sure that before you glue it in place, you do have your rubber bands there. Okay, this mask is now finished. I'm just going to pull it on the rubber bands, making sure that the rubber bands didn't get glued down. And of course, it's hot to the touch, so be careful if you are using your glue pen. Okay, we're going to use a dry fit t-shirt and a regular t-shirt to make your next mask using a stapler if you don't have a glue gun in your house. You definitely don't want to use regular glue, you guys, it won't work. So again, we're going to use about the same measurements. I'm going to measure out about 8 inches down and about 2 feet across, and I just eyeballed it. It's not precise. It doesn't have to be precise. Just do your very best. Okay, go ahead and use your dry fit t-shirt over your regular t-shirt as a guide to make your cut. Now with this portion of your t-shirt, you have enough to make 2 more masks. You only need one side of the t-shirt, so you're going to cut it in half. Then cut the other side. Now that you separated the front from the back, you're going to combine your regular t-shirt with your dry fit shirt, and we're going to start stapling it down using the exact same method when we did the first one with glue. Just folding over the top, using your fingers as a guide to do your measurements. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but when you start stapling it down, remember what side is going to face your face or touch your face. You want the staples to go away from your face so it doesn't scratch you. So with the stapler I'm using, it actually stopped working right away and I had to get another stapler. Again, once you've completed the top side, go ahead and start stapling your bottom side. And of course, just use your fingers to guide you. On this side, since it was two edges that were already seamed, I didn't fold them over to create a seamless edge. I just went ahead and stapled it together. Now I started folding the same pattern as before. And of course, just use your fingers to guide you, and you have your ruler if you would like to be precise in your edges. Now you're just going to staple them down, and I stapled them hard to make sure it went through every single fold from the cloth. Now once you've completed your folds on top, you're going to start folding from the bottom. And again, I just use my fingers as a guide. So we're going to take about an inch in and fold downward. And you're going to staple it in place. Again, just staple from the ends. I know it seems pretty long right now, but we're going to cut quite a bit off as well. Now that you finish your stapling, we're going to go ahead and measure out the 8 inches in the center. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. I didn't make sure that that was the complete center. And we're going to take the 2 inches or 1.5 inches on either side, making room for your rubber bands. But this time, instead of using rubber bands, I'm going to use ponytail holders. Again, you're just going to use household items that you already have. Another option would be shoelaces. Of course, that's a little harder. Okay, measuring out 2 inches from the point of my 8-inch mark, I'm going to make sure I have enough space for my rubber band and cut away the excess. I'll add my rubber bands in and staple the corner pieces down so that it will hold my rubber band in place. So now that you've made sure that you've secured your first rubber band, make sure that none of the staples are going to poke you in the face and nothing's sticking out. Go ahead and secure the other side. Okay, now that we're done with that mask, we're going to move on to our no sew, no glue, and no staple mask. You are literally going to fold over the cloths and add rubber bands, and that's it. This one's fairly easy, anybody could do it. These are regular old office rubber bands, you guys. Again, I'm just placing 2 cloths together. You could use a terry cloth with a t-shirt, or just a terry cloth or a cloth diaper and a t-shirt, cloth diaper and a bathing suit on the outer side, or a dry fit t-shirt. Whatever you have laying around your house will work for this. I'm not going to speed up the video. I want you to see exactly how I do it. It's literally so easy that a kindergartner could do it. Again, I do try to measure out the middle. You need about 7 to 8 inches to cover your face. This one, of course, is going to be a little bit bigger than 8 inches. I'm, again, just eyeballing it, not even really measuring it. All I'm doing is folding it over. Now that I have it folded, I'm going to go ahead and try it on for you. Then I'll have my daughter come and try it on as well. To be honest, this is the mask that fit the best. Go figure, right? It goes right around your ears. It's easy to breathe with. I wouldn't say to leave it on 24 hours. I would say just put it on when you need to go out of your vehicle and into a store really quick. When you come back out, take it off. And if you feel like you can't breathe with it, don't even put it on. So I'm cutting off some excess because it was going to be too big for my daughter to try on. You need about anywhere from 4 to 6 inches across the face to cover a child's face. And again, when you put it on, your face will hold the folded edges in place, and you just tuck it around the ears. And all I'm doing is making sure it fits around her face, and she's going to show you the rubber bands around her ears. They're not tugging in any way. It's tucked under her chin, and of course it has good coverage above her nose. I started to say bye because I thought I was done, but I'm going to go ahead and try on the other 2 masks for you. That's our glued mask. My kids said that it looked like Optimus Prime's wife mask. For those of you who don't know who that is, that's Transformer. He's the best Transformer, right? But again, that mask is a little too big. I could definitely cut off some excess and just fold it over again and glue it in place. Now I'm just tucking it in and around my nose to make sure that nothing gets through. And it goes up under my chin with enough coverage, making sure nothing gets in. And that's our stapled mask. My husband said he's going to use that one. The boys said that that one looked like a ninja mask. And my daughter preferred that one as well because she liked the way the rubber bands felt, the ponytail holders, excuse me, felt around her ears. So of course it fits well, and anyone can make these, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this whole video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you. Bye-bye.